Understanding viruses and their nature. A virus is a microscopic infectious agent that requires a host cell to replicate. Unlike bacteria, viruses do not have the machinery to reproduce on their own. They consist of genetic material, either DNA or RNA, encased in a protein coat called a capsid. How viruses infect host cells. Viruses infect cells by attaching to specific receptors on the surface of a host cell. Once attached, the virus injects its genetic material into the host cell, hijacking the cell's machinery to begin the replication process. The viral life cycle. Attachment and entry. The viral life cycle begins with the attachment of the virus to the host cell. After attachment, the virus either fuses with the host cell membrane or is engulfed by the cell through endocytosis. The viral genome is then released into the host cell's cytoplasm. Replication and transcription inside the host. Once inside the cell, the virus's genetic material is transcribed and replicated using the host cell's enzymes. The viral genome instructs the host cell to produce viral proteins and new viral genomes, which are needed to assemble new virus particles. Assembly and release of new viruses. After replication, new viral components are assembled into complete viral particles in the host cell's cytoplasm. These new viruses are then transported to the cell membrane and released into the surrounding environment, often destroying the host cell in the process. The role of host cell machinery in infection. Viruses rely completely on the host cell's machinery to reproduce. They do not have the necessary components to generate energy or replicate their DNA, so they force the host cell to carry out these functions on their behalf, often leading to cell damage or death. Virus types and their infection mechanisms. Different viruses have different mechanisms of infection, depending on whether they have DNA or RNA genomes. For instance, retroviruses use an enzyme called reverse transcriptase to convert RNA into DNA, which is then integrated into the host genome. How the immune system responds to viruses. The immune system detects viral infections through the recognition of viral components on infected cells. It responds by producing antibodies and activating immune cells to neutralize the virus and infected cells, but some viruses can evade immune detection through mutation. Virus spread and transmission. Viruses spread from one host to another through various means, such as air, influenza, water, enteric viruses, or direct contact, HIV. The method of transmission often depends on the virus type, with some viruses being airborne or others requiring close physical contact for spread. Virus mutations and resistance. As viruses replicate, they often undergo mutations. These mutations can make the virus more infectious or allow it to evade the immune system. This ability to evolve rapidly is why vaccines and antiviral treatments must be constantly updated to keep up with new viral strains.